The worst kind of month for a business never announces itself. It simply shows up as a storeroom you can't walk through, an empty shelf, and an invoice stack that doesn't match either. You placed your orders exactly the way you always do, but the demand moved, and the numbers you used to steer the business, last month's sales, last season's case, were already out of date the moment you looked at them. This chart shows exactly where that discrepancy begins. Every business that orders ahead of demand steers thy trailing averages built from what already sold. When actual demand shifts quickly, those averages take time to catch up, causing your ordering to run late in both directions. Demand rises and you run short. Then you overorder straight into the peak. As the demand line drops sharply, your ordering average finally hits its high point, burying you in stock just as the market turns. It operates a lot like shaking a glass ketchup bottle. You get nothing, and then suddenly, everything dumps out at once. Ordering stock is just that bottle with invoices attached. Those stretches of bare shelves or crowded aisles rarely happen because someone made a mistake on the floor. They happen because steering a business with historical data creates a mathematical blind spot. An independent researcher in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Jay Kim, spent the last 2 years mapping and publishing the mathematics behind this specific inventory lack. Now those formulas are moving from paper to a field test. Instead of a massive software beta, this test is limited to 30 actual businesses, with the numbers read by hand, one at a time. To prove the math works, those 30 seats have to cover a wide spectrum of commerce: steady brick-and-mortar retailers, highly seasonal shops, and upstream suppliers, and even service businesses that sell hours instead of physical stock. It is an exclusive, hand-verified proof of concept designed to test theoretical math against the messy reality of day-to-day operations. Participating requires exactly one piece of heavy lifting from the business owner: a single data export that takes about 30 minutes, pulling at least 4 years of monthly history straight out of QuickBooks or a point-of-sale system. For standard retail, 2 metrics matter: net sales to show what left, and end-of-month inventory to show what sat. For service businesses, this becomes staffed hours and payroll. Trouble shows up as idle people or turned-away work. Both numbers matter, but that second metric, the inventory sitting on the shelf or the payroll spent on the clock, is critical. That is where the actual operational trouble hides. Raw historical data, capturing exactly what moved and what sat idle, provides the only material the model needs to expose a company's hidden vulnerabilities. Before any analysis runs, there is a human requirement. The business owner must write down their absolute worst historical months entirely from memory, which are then sealed with a timestamp. This creates a strict firewall for the pilot. The memory list remains completely hidden, and the mathematical analysis never sees it. Over the next 10 business days, while you do 0 additional work, the model processes the raw numbers and generates a full write-up. When you open that report, it will immediately reveal if the formulas successfully identified your remembered crisis months, working strictly from your raw data without ever being told where to look. The financial cost is 0, no invoices to pay. The trade-off is integrity. Results are completely anonymized, but if the math fails to find your bad months, that failure gets published for the public to see. Every participant who takes one of these initial 30 seats secures a free seat for life when the commercial service launches. The true price of the pilot isn't capital. It is transparency. It requires proving the model's accuracy against human memory in an honest, public, and permanently anonymized record. If, and only if, the initial analysis accurately reads your business's history, you gain access to an entirely optional second phase. This timeline shows how automated monitoring works. Software watches your numbers, sending a warning several months before a trouble month hits. Your ongoing role requires a simple click each month: confirm or deny if the warning matched your floor's reality. To protect your time, the clock on your 12 months of monitoring does not start when you sign up. It only begins when the final automated service actually goes live. And there is an ultimate safety net built into the terms. If the software isn't completely live within 12 months of you signing, the agreement simply lapses, and you owe nothing. This second step shifts the mathematics from simply validating your past to actively defending your future entirely on your terms and your timeline. The immediate sequence is straightforward. Send your data export, write down your worst months from memory, and get the mathematical proof back within 10 days. The guarantees are absolute. The process is completely free now. It grants you a free seat for life. Any mathematical failures are published honestly, and your name is never revealed. You can review the specific written terms and claim your place in the field test at leggingtruth.com/pilot. While the financial risk is zero, the window of opportunity is finite. Once those 30 manually read seats are full, the pilot closes and the page comes down.